Okay, so for my problem, we're going to be in section 5.1, number 5. This is a section for generating functions. So the problem is find the generating function for the sequence with recurrence relation an equals 3an minus 1 minus an minus 2 with initial terms a0 equals 1 and a1 equals 5. So to solve this problem, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use the recurrence relation equation to write out the sequence. And we're going to do that by plugging in our a0 and a1. So if we go to solve for a2, we take the recurrence relation equation, we plug in the terms. So if we plug it into the equation, we'll get 3a1 minus a0, and that becomes 3 times 5 minus 1. We get our answer of 14. And then we follow these exact same steps for a3 and a4. So we end up with a sequence of 1, 5, 14, 37, 97, and so on. So now that we have our number sequence, we go on to step 2. For step 2, we'll set up the recurrence relation to 0, and then we'll write out the generating series in terms of a. So now we can see we set our equation to 0, right? And then we wrote out our generating series in terms of a. So for just first a is equal to basically our sequence that we wrote out earlier, written in polynomial terms. So that's 1 plus 5x plus 14x squared plus 37x cubed, and so on. And then for our next step, we'll follow the terms for our recurrence relation, which was 3an minus 1, write it out in terms of a, which is minus 3xa. We'll shift it one position to the right, and then we'll basically multiply minus 3, negative 3, to the terms that are on top. So we'll do minus 3 times 1 equals 3x, minus 3 times 5x equals minus 15x squared, and so on. And now for our third row, we'll take the third term from our recurrence relation, and then we'll write it in terms of a. So it's going to be positive x squared times a. And then now we'll shift it twice, and we'll do the same thing. We'll multiply x squared to the terms in the equation above it. So in this case, we have two skipped positions, and then we'll do x squared times 1. And then we'll do x squared times 5, so that would be x squared plus 5x cubed, and so on. So basically, now that we have these three equations, we're going to add them all together, and you'll see that most of the terms cancel out, but will result in the equation a minus 3xa plus x squared a is equal to 1 plus 2x. And now our last step, and the easiest step, is to solve for a. So using some basic algebra, we'll factor out a, so that will become a times 1 minus 3x plus x squared is equal to 1 plus 2x, and then we'll divide, so our final answer is a is equal to 1 plus 2x over x squared minus 3x plus 1. Hope that helps.